Well, you just heard from Rob a moment ago, the rainy season in the rearview mirror, and now we are full speed ahead into the dry season, and that means wildfire preparedness. It is the week to remember that and time to take inventory about what we can do to safeguard our homes and be ready if we have to evacuate. So joining me right now from Cal Fire is Ricardo Coronado to talk more about what we can do for our homes and be prepared. And you have some really simple steps on your page, Ready for Wildfire, and the first one is getting ready, but that can feel quite overwhelming. So what can we do to get started?
Well, first of all, Monica, thank you so much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here. We recommend folks first to sign up for email alerts, notification, emergency alerts within their counties or within their cities. Once those information comes in, it's very important that they read those emergency alerts very carefully. Next, it's creating a wildfire action plan. Now, what does that include? It includes like a meetup location that's a safe zone if they need to leave their home. Also, animal, pets, transportation arrangements. What does that look like? As well as knowing the evacuation household exits. How can they leave their home immediately in case of an evacuation order, and also knowing the evacuation roads or streets to navigate and get out of that high-risk area zone. And then also having a point of contact. Who is the point of contact that's outside of that danger zone that they can communicate with other per family members, knowing that they're in the process of being evacuated. After that wildfire action plan, you can get more into the details of preparing that go bag.
Okay, and what would that entail? You know, sometimes we talk about water and things like that, but there's things like medication and things you might not think about first off.
Yeah, so that's exactly very important. Medications, food, non-perishable food, water, like you mentioned, prescriptions, medications, a flashlight, batteries. I know we have our smartphones with Google Maps, but consider having a copy printable map as well.
Yeah, because satellite might go out and you might not have cell service. We've seen that in a couple of fires where people lost their GPS and they didn't know where to go because they're so used to relying on that.
Exactly. So it doesn't hurt having just a copy of a map of the region.
Okay.
Flashlights, copies of important documents, birth certificates as well.
And I think one of the other things that we've run into too is proof of ownership for your home, so you can get back in if you have to evacuate to show that, hey, I live here, let me go back in.
Yeah, exactly. So any important documents that you think are essential, that you can put them in the go bag. Pets, snacks or water for your pets as well.
Okay, and you talked a little bit about that evacuation plan for the family plan. Are there specifics that you really like to highlight in that?
Practice the evacuation exits.
Oh, okay.
That's really important. Have that conversation with families of, okay, what are the exits from the households? Practice leaving the area. At least know, one or two routes of leaving the area because it could get pretty intense when you're evacuating, especially when it's in order. So just knowing those routes to exit safely.
Okay, and we've talked about what we can do as homeowners, but what is Cal Fire doing in the background, getting ready for the peak part of our fire season?
Yeah, so we have more people, more fire engines, more personnel. The legislature, the administration has supported 2,400 additional firefighters across the state. So that's super helpful.
Yeah.
Our aviation resources, we continue to invest in those resources, especially our C-130 air tankers. We have 3 already in line, and we're continuing to work to have more of those in services. Our helicopters, they're very important. We're trying to make sure we have more helicopters that can fly at night. And just investing in those resources is really crucial for us to fight those wildfires.
Okay, well, Ricardo, thank you so much for coming in from Cal Fire. If you want more information, we went over a lot. You can go to readyforwildfire.org to get ready for fire season. The peak of it, I should say.